thought I'd keep it ambiguous as to how the water is until I told you. That was weird. Like, you know that feeling you get like when you get up way too fast and you get kind of dizzy? Like, for whatever reason, I just felt that now. And all I did was climb up a ladder. For reference, the water isn't bad. It's actually, slightly cooler than yesterday afternoon, but it is the morning and it's pretty cloudy, so honestly, it checks out. Still very nice. Still very enjoyable. And, I need to dry off because I'm feeling a breeze right now. Holy cow. Okay, let me set this down real quick. And, hold on. There we go. Get the water out of my ear. So, good morning and happy Sunday, folks. Let's get to my low Muhammad act of kindness. Let's see, what's my low? I don't know, I guess my low is how fast this weekend's gone, I suppose. I mean, I guess it is kind of a good thing. It means I've had a great weekend so far. My high is last night. Actually, yesterday was a pretty great experience overall because in my entire life, I'd never been to an event like this. Hold on. Let me get my chair out. Let's bring everything a little bit closer, shall we? There we go. Okay, so I'll talk about this. And actually, my act of kindness was bringing something to this event. So, a couple weeks ago, you guys might recall how the priest that my family knew and my grandfather knew up in the Bath Hammondsport area retired. So recently we got a new one. And yesterday, they thought it would be really cool to have an evening dinner picnic for welcoming this new priest in the area. He's actually really cool, by the way. Here's the thing. They wanted to do a full-on church service outside. And then we go right over to where the pavilion is, and we have, the dinner picnic thing. Which, honestly, in my entire life, I'd never been to an outdoor service before. Really. I mean, the hundreds of times in my life I've gone, actually hundreds, maybe even thousands of times I've gone to church in my life. Whether it was like during the weekend or even back in the day when, I went to St. Mary Mother and we just happened to go in the church for some reason. Like, all those times, I've never been to a service that took place outside. I mean, it's not like it's any different from being indoors. It's just, well, actually, location-wise, yes, it is very different because there's so many things that you need to be concerned with while you're outside. Like, the weather, where we were, traffic would go by, stuff like that. Thankfully, though, the weather yesterday was quite nice. Some would even say it was a little bit too hot, but luckily we were in the shade, which is always a good thing. Definitely need to be in the shade on a hot day. There actually was this is actually, listen, I'm sure you guys probably know this joke, but whenever like a siren goes by, someone's gotta be like, I didn't do it. Someone actually did that yesterday. Actually, no, what happened was the deacon was in the middle of his homily, and because there was a cop car that went by, and later an ambulance went by. And when the cop car goes by, the deacon goes over to the priest and says, "What'd you do?" That was actually really funny. But yeah, it was a beautiful. I mean, listen, with a day like yesterday, and even a day like today, I mean, obviously it's cloudy right now, but it really is nice out if you can't tell. Like, why not take advantage of opportunities like that? And considering how great yesterday afternoon was, it was kind of nice having a service outdoors. I mean, I'd never been to that sort of thing before. I mean, I've been to weddings before where the wedding took place outdoors and with little little arch and stuff like that. I've been to outdoor weddings, but I mean, the jury is technically kind of out as to whether or not you want to call that an actual church service. I mean, if there's readings involved, then yeah, you absolutely would say it's a service. But I mean, it's got to also take place inside of a church. By the way, don't mind the sound. My dad is using the leaf blower. So, give him, I mean, yeah, he won't be doing it for much longer, hopefully. So, I just realized how crazy my hair is. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. So, the service took place outside, and then we had a picnic after the fact. Here's the thing. I remembered that that this was gonna happen a week before, but I was just so busy this week that I only remembered yesterday that they were having this event. So, and if you couldn't tell, this is to bring something to pass along. So, with little time to prepare, all I could do was just get a couple of 2-liter bottles of soda. I mean, I at least brought something. And yeah, for the most part, it was a very wonderful evening. You know, the food was great. I mean, it was a barbecue. So, you know, they had, you know, burgers and hot dogs, as you'd expect, you know, ketchup, mustard, relish. There's a few hot items too, mac and cheese. Someone brought this one casserole that consisted of sausage, peppers, and onions with cheese on top. That was actually pretty good. Actually, in a really cool twist, someone actually brought pancit. If you don't know what pancit is, it's basically like a Filipino noodle dish, which I know what that is because my sister-in-law is half Filipino and I've had it before. It's actually quite good. But someone brought that, which was really, really good. Although there was like a huge number of like salads. Like there was like a broccoli salad, there was a broccoli cauliflower salad, there was this one salad that had couscous in it. There was like a rice salad, there was macaroni salad, a couple macaroni salads. Someone brought deviled eggs. I had deviled egg. The dessert selection, no, really wasn't. I mean, actually, one of the coolest desserts I saw there, I really wasn't expecting. Someone brought banana bread. Which, right on, I like banana bread. Although, frankly, I got myself some ice cream afterwards, because, again, the dessert selection really was. Actually, there was one dessert that was there that really threw me for a loop, in a good way. Someone brought, like, a chocolate cake with, pink frosting on it. So I'm looking like, okay, this is a chocolate cake with clearly vanilla frosting that has a lot of red food coloring in it to make it pink. No, it was strawberry. It's quite literally a riff on a chocolate covered strawberry, only it's a strawberry frosted chocolate cake, I guess. That was actually pretty good. But yeah, it was really great seeing people out and about. I mean, it was a beautiful day to do it. And I'm very glad that I went. I mean, listen, I was going to go to church regardless, and I was going to go. I mean, whether it's indoors or outdoors, you know, wherever the church service is, you know, I mean, I'm Catholic, you know, that's what we do. Although it does remind me, because during the picnic I ran into a man who knew my grandfather, and my grandfather was a very conservative person. So, and I talked this over with my mom when I saw her later. And we're like, how do you think he would have handled the service being outdoors? And then my mom's reaction was like, yeah, that was the exact reaction I thought she'd do. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be a crime not to take advantage of a beautiful day like yesterday. And I mean, from what I saw, it looked like everything went well. So there's definitely going to be, you know, more than one of these outdoor services, hopefully. But I definitely know that something like that isn't for everyone. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, I don't think he would have cared for that. He would have gone just for the sake of going to church, you know, receiving a blessing, you know, prayer, stuff like that. And I mean, listen, I'm Catholic and I'm proud that I'm Catholic, but I'm also well aware that there's a whole bunch of stuff about my religion that really doesn't make any sense at all. So, I am in the belief that if God really did love you and if God really did care, it wouldn't matter where you go to pray or where you go to, you know, where you go to church as long as you go. For all intents and purposes, he probably wouldn't even care what you're dressed as. I mean, you should try and dress nice when you go to church, but still. So, I'm sorry, I can't focus with the leaf blower going on. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, right, I was in the middle of saying, it really shouldn't matter, like, where he'd be at, but I do know that there are some people who would draw a line somewhere, and having a service outdoors, yeah, that's probably where my grandfather would draw the line. But, you know, it was nice. It was nice. Definitely an experience that I'm glad I went to. I really didn't take any photos of that because, here's the thing. If you know me by now, then you know I don't really take any church-related photos, if any. Like, it's very rare I do anything like that. The reason being is because after the movie Man of Steel came out, I really don't want to have to be called out for using Jesus imagery. Obviously, there would be no Jesus imagery outside, at least not much of it. But I don't want to take that risk. Just take my word for it and believe that it really was a wonderful experience. I'm glad that I got to go. I'm glad the weather held up. It was a beautiful day. I'm glad we sat in shit. Like, seriously, like, if we didn't sit underneath trees, I guarantee a lot more people wouldn't be against it, having the church service outside. But I can definitely say that I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that the weather held up. I'm glad that we stayed underneath the shade. It was great. It was nice. Yeah. That was okay, seriously, how long is he gonna use the leaf blower for? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if the sound of the leaf blower is really distracting. I mean, I think I said about all I wanted to say, or all I needed to say. Yeah. Although, watch, I'm literally about to end the video now, and only now is he almost done with using the leaf blower. Oh, wait a second. Okay, seriously, what are you using the leaf blower now for? Okay. Now it looks like he's done. Holy cow. But assuming you could hear me over all that leaf blower noise, yesterday was a really great day. You know, a church service outside and a wonderfully nice day. Nice dinner afterwards, seeing people in the Hammondsport and Bath community, you know, going. Actually, here's one really neat experience about this particular service because Saint John Vianney, which is where the church is in Bath, they have a choir, but they never perform on Saturday evening. So, I mean, I only know about the choir because when I went to that last service for the priest that was retiring, I went to the Sunday morning service and there was the choir there. So that's how I know about the choir. So we don't normally get a choir. So this was actually quite nice. I mean, I guess I am being a little bit biased because, you know, I'm a choir boy myself. But yeah, it was really great. I'm glad the weather held up, and you know what? In spite of the fact that having a church service outdoors may be slightly on the controversial side, I enjoyed it. And if they wind up doing it again, provided that we're up here and I'd be able to go, I'd do it. And I just felt a couple of raindrops, so maybe I should probably head back inside. I hope you like this video. If you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Remember, if you guys want to talk, I'm always be here to lend. Always back. Take care, and as always, make good choices. 607 all day, baby.